Good morning. In this extraordinary year of absolutely unprecedented firsts, we find ourselves heading to two NCAA championships this coming weekend. First up is the National Indoor Meet in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And then we head on Monday to Oklahoma State in Stillwater, Oklahoma for Monday's National Cross Country Championships. In terms of the indoor meet, we have 3 athletes going to the meet, accepted into the meet. It's important to note here that to get to this meet, you have to be among the nation's best. They take the top 16. And obviously, when you look across the whole board and look at each event and the top 16, that's really tough. So very excited for our 3 athletes. First up, Josie Schaefer, number 2 ranked in the nation in the women's shot put. Josie obviously didn't compete for us at the indoor Big Ten championships, but she's back ready to go and take on the best in the nation. Jordan Hirschberner is currently ranked 15th in the nation in the women's pentathlon. And Jordan did compete, had a great Big Ten meet, and looking forward to seeing her in Arkansas compete against the nation's best. And then true freshman Abdullahi Hassan, great to see him get his first acceptance into the national meet, well earned, 148.61, certainly one of the top freshmen in the nation. So very excited to see what Abdi can do at the national championships, his first. Then on Monday, we move on to the cross-country national championships. Once again, over the last couple of months, we've switching gears from one season to the next, but certainly our team currently ranked 11th, very excited about this opportunity. Our distance athletes have been preparing for this for almost a year now. It's this coming Thursday, it'll be 1 year since we were shut down back in New Mexico. So again, very excited just to have this opportunity to compete against the nation's best distance programs on Monday.
We have a question from Lance.
Hi, Mick. Wanted to ask you about Josie. Obviously, we've been watching her here locally since she was like a sophomore in high school or something. So can you just talk about the growth that you've seen from her, her time here at UW to get to the level she's at right now?
Yeah, certainly. Coach Ostrowskis has done a great job with her true freshman year. We redshirted her, recognizing that she needed some that year to just get stronger. So taking her along slowly and just building strength seems to have worked, done wonders, and certainly helped her progression. It's all about at that event. It's all about strength. So again, that patience and understanding that we had a great athlete and we just needed to take her along slowly. Wasn't quite ready year one, and as a lot of those strength-based athletes in the throws, they just need an extra year or so to develop. So if you look at her progression year to year, she's just getting better every single year, and that's a tribute to her work ethic. Her work in the weight room is unprecedented. She's a real team leader in the weight room, doesn't cut any corners, and her preparation is first class.
We have a question from Diane.
Following up on Josie, for a lot of the season, she was number 1 in the country. Now she's got the woman from Arizona with her. So what does that mean for her coming up here, challenging her nationally?
I mean, obviously, Samantha Koenig from Arizona's a great athlete. We've known about her. We've been watching her all season and knowing that she's capable of throwing down the national lead mark, and that's exactly what she's done. But sometimes resting and skipping a meet is good for the body, and I honestly believe it really doesn't matter whether you're a thrower or a distance athlete or a sprinter. Sometimes just resting the body up and you come out with a fresher mentality, and hopefully that this break from the one meet, the Big Ten championships, is going to stand to Josie. Yeah, she's a great competitor. So, there's a couple of women right behind her. So there's no soft event when you go to the National Indoor Meet. Again, the top 16 in the nation, it's the cream of the crop. just to get to this meet. It's so tough, and there's a bunch of women in that can win this event, and in Josie certainly among them.
Diane had a follow-up question.
So in this weird season, Mick, how have you guys trained for both indoor track and cross country pretty much going on at the same time? And you just had the Big Ten championships a week ago.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this before that, unfortunately, or maybe it's fortunate, we'll know next Monday that Mother Nature did throw us a curveball there back about 2 weeks ago when that pretty brutal weather came on board for probably about 10, 12 day stretch. And we kind of had to go indoors. Up to that point, I'm not sure we had big plans on running a lot of guys at the indoor meet, and certainly had no plans at doubling some of our distant athletes. So the switching in gears was probably a direct result of Mother Nature, and actually helped, because I believe it helped. It got an opportunity for our guys to run some fast times on a track, and certainly I think that could help us next week. I think that the course down in Oklahoma State, although it's a pretty challenging course, pretty hilly, it'll be unlike the courses that we run here in the Midwest. I imagine it's going to be pretty compact, hard surface, but yeah, rolling hills, but more like hopefully the opportunities we had to run on the track will stand to us. So yeah, switching gears back and forth throughout the entire last 3 months has been challenging, but I think it's important to turn it into a positive rather than a negative.
And I have one more. So when you ran in the Big Ten cross country championships at the end of January, you were missing some of your top runners. Do you think that gives you guys an advantage, kind of an underdog mentality heading into the NCAA championship?
I mean, if you look at the polls, I'm not sure, I'm not a big believer in polls, but yeah, we're 11th, and having those guys back in the lineup is certainly going to help. That there's no doubt about it. They're older, they're stronger athletes. Everybody knows we went to the Big Ten meet with 2 freshmen. They did an incredible job. They performed at a very high level. They showed that the future's bright. They're not afraid of championship running, and that was awesome to see. But now we move up to 10K, so having the older guys back, and we took them back pretty slowly after their COVID isolation. So just took a little bit of time for their bodies to heal and recover. And there's a freshness about them. The last couple of workouts have been outstanding, and sometimes a little break before the major championships helps them, the mind and the soul and the body.